What's up, YouTube fam? Excuse me. It's Dark Angel's Journey, and I'm Shakira. And I figured we could have like a bit of I was gonna say come to Jesus moment, but a talk about the fears that go into trading, right? And the hesitations. You can have the best setups, right? But pulling the trigger can be such a problem. Like, let me show you, my setup from yesterday, right? So on ETH, I remember I noted to you guys yesterday that, let's go up on the 1 hour here. Let's zoom in, zooming in, zooming in. All right, so I noted to you guys that, it had broken, retested this area, which is this line of support where price hadn't broken through it. It hadn't even closed. Tiny bit there, but not really, right? You can always adjust it so it works. Anyway, and it had broken that with some gusto and then came back up to retest it. So I think I was about here yesterday when I started. So my thoughts was, if it comes back up here and I saw something juicy, like it was forming this evening star. I mean, on top of that, that's just a giant engulfing candle, right? Giant. Anyway, so my thought was I'd wait for it to pop back up here and then make sure it's not breaking above and then get in and go. What did I do? Not that. Okay. I was sitting there watching it, having chats with my folks, my trading buddies, and they were like pulling the trigger. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to wait for this hour-long candle to close. And yeah, I should have entered here as well. But did I? No. Why? I don't know. Fear, weirdness. This is the kind of thing that I need to get over because I already know, like, intellectually that every trade is not going to be a winning trade, right? But there's also that fear, like, I really want the best entry. So, and I'm still struggling. I don't know if you guys are too, but I'm still struggling with the wanting. Actually, you know what? The thought just escaped me. I'm sure it'll come back to me. But I think, for me, I'm still struggling with, you know, feeling comfortable that I'm going to be able to win. Because here's my thought, right? So yesterday I was like, you know what? You know what? Okay, so if it comes back in here and I was like, ooh, that's a nice doji. Beautiful, beautiful. And then I was like, because my original thought was that it was going to bust upwards because this is coiling up. We had this flat bottom. So I think my mindset around that wasn't quite right, right? Well, it did bust above a little bit, but because we've had this resistance, look, we are in a beautiful area for a short. Beautiful. All these confluences. We've got this upward trend line, we've got a supply area, and we had an SR. What more do you need to get into this trade? Right? So my original thought was when I see the first red candle here, right? Just jump in. Just jump in. Just do it. Because I have all these other confluences. And guess what? It's at the 0.8. So I would have jumped in here and I would have rode it down to here, to the next supply level, or at least to this 0.27, because why not on the Fibby? So this is the kind of thing that I know from my perspective I need to work on. I have a very hard time sorting out. I'm getting relatively decent at the technical analysis piece of it. Still a long way to go. Don't get it twisted. Because I thought this was going to bust up this way, and it was just like, hell no, we won't go. But anyway, and then for Bitcoin yesterday, it was up here. So I was like, I'm not doing anything until I see some kind of juicy break. And I will freely admit, I was not paying attention to Bitcoin yesterday. I was primarily focused on Ethereum. And I was working, so I couldn't focus on it properly. But still, right? If you have a process and you've got and you've done your preparations, right? So you already know you are in a downtrend, right? Go back in the higher time frames. So let's go to like the 4 hour, right? Let's do this. So, okay, again, freely admit this. I was like, we're still in an uptrend because we hadn't broken this higher low, right? On the 4 hour, we just broken it and made a low. So now, we might be popping down. Oh, by the way, did you see this? How beautifully it busted into this space. Look at that. It tapped it like it was like, mwah. It was like a fine wine and then bah. Sometimes, I really, really enjoy the way this thing works. Anyway, so let's go back into the 1 hour. So let's say, in my mind, I'm trading the 1 hour. Before, I think it's up, but it had broken this, so potentially the trend was breaking. And as long as and it was starting to make lower highs and lower highs, well, yeah, it was coming up on making another lower high here. So what I should have been focused on, was structure, right? And I kind of was because I had my supply area set. I had my area of key interest and the mother of combinations. But did I do anything about it? No. So I applaud all of you folks who pulled the trigger and even doubled down to go in for a little extra sums and made your monies. I hope you all took your profits, okay? But look, all I'm saying is this. As beginners, we're all dealing with our own psychological issues, right? I'm going to get rid of this demand area for the moment because it just busted through it and bad Felicia. It is turning this demand area into support, it looks like. So, might have a little more pain to enjoy. For this one, I'm probably going to look for a double top and then down she blows. But anyway, I have to take my mom to an appointment, so I probably won't be doing anything too exciting until much, much later in the day. But I wanted to share this with you because look, sometimes we get scared of failure, and it's that fear that stops us from missing these beautiful, beautiful trades, right? Now, regardless of the fact that, let's say I'd gone into this 15 minute and I'd listened to myself and I said, okay, first red candle, go short. Great. What if I said to myself, you know what, that's not, because here, look at what I was thinking, right? It was going to break, maybe come back up into the space and then enter. Doesn't always happen that way, right? Price does what price wants to do. Instead, it busted down, made a new lower high, made its own little level, and then bye, Felicia, down you go. So sometimes, if you're trading a trend line, at least from my perspective, and you can back test the heck out of it. Because look at this, Evening Star, not the best, but Evening Star, see what the next candle looks like, just make a decision, enter down. If you'd entered here, put your stop loss above there, and you would have been good, right? First red candle, down you go. Let's go see. For this one, I would have been like, first decent green candle off of this puppy, boom, I'm in. Boom, I'm in. That, and I'm realizing I am trying to make this stuff way too complicated. Way too complicated, you know? Because look at this scenario right here. We've got all of these wicks, right? One tiny candle barely closing below it, but right back up. Then nothing else closes below it. It's not going any lower. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 attempts in a 15-minute time frame. Man, we going up. And guess what? This big wick on this guy, ooh, lots of buyers coming back in, right? We still had some candles. We roll back up. Watch it. If it's breaking out, watch it. Look at that. Green candle's coming back up. Nice, juicy, fat green candle. Enter right there. That's what I'm thinking to myself. Remember, none of this is financial advice, just my thought processes, right? So I think I'm feeling very fired up. I'm not gonna lie, you guys. I'm over here listening to Rich Dad Poor Dad because I'm thinking this whole year I've been thinking to myself, like, how the heck do I make myself more money and remove myself from the rat race, right? I want to be able to just get up when I want to get up and do what I want to do If I want to get something cool, go on vacation, I can afford it without having to plan so closely to do it. Anyway, I hope this helps anyone else who's feeling the same way. Look, all we have to do, and this is what I'm going to be doing. I've recognized my problem. I'm sitting here hesitating. Hesitating. You need to get in there with confidence. If you've got your process, all of your line items for entering into that trade have been met, then just do it. Just do it. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm just gonna be like, okay, once I see all of these confluences, I see everything I'm looking for, just enter. It hits my thing. If it hits the point eight, I'm gonna put my stop limit order in there, and boom, I'm in. Take my profits, go on about my business. So there's always hurdles to get over, but as long as we recognize that it is a hurdle, we can work through it. All right, guys, I'm going to dippity dip. You guys enjoy. It's Tuesday, right? Ha, I always forget. You guys enjoy this Tuesday. It's a little cooler today in the DC area, but you know what? It's all good. I'll put a sweatpants on and keep on trucking. Hope this helps. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are on this very real concern. And Shakira out.